Have you ever wondered why your blood feels like a secret language, pulsing with messages you've never fully understood? Not just a vessel of life, but a symbol, a red river echoing with ancient archetypes, karmic patterns, and forgotten truths, buried deep in your unconscious. What if the letters that define your blood type, AB, or O, are not just medical classifications, but sacred glyphs, etched into your being before you were even born? Carl Jung believed that nothing in our lives is accidental. Not the dreams that visit us in sleep, not the timing of our birth, not the color of our eyes, and not even the blood that runs through our veins. To Jung, the human soul was a great tapestry, threaded with myth, memory, and meaning. He saw each person as a carrier of symbols, mirroring the collective unconscious, the vast invisible realm where ancestral wisdom, archetypes, and cosmic blueprints dwell. And so, what if your blood type, assigned by fate, sealed in biology, is not just about antigens and antibodies, but an ancient key to the archetype you were born to embody? Look at your hands, feel your pulse. This is not just biology, this is mythology. Today, we begin a journey, not a scientific lecture, but a symbolic pilgrimage, a descent into the red corridors of the self. Because your blood, like your dreams, contains secrets about who you truly are and who you were meant to become. In Japanese and Korean cultures, blood type has long been seen as a reflection of temperament, destiny, and compatibility. But let us go deeper. Let us not ask merely, what does it say about your personality? Let us ask instead, what archetype lives in your blood? What shadow waits there to be integrated? What life path is unfolding silently beneath your skin? Jung taught that each of us carries within a constellation of archetypes: the warrior, the sage, the lover, the outcast, the alchemist. Each one speaks through symbols, patterns, instincts, and perhaps even through blood. So, if you are type A, perhaps you carry the sacred wound of the empath, yearning for order, struggling to set boundaries, destined to learn sovereignty. If you are type B, maybe you are the seeker, rebellious, creative, walking the edge between chaos and genius. Type AB, the mystic, a bridge between opposites forever caught in paradox. And type O, the warrior, ancient, primal, called to leadership, haunted by loneliness, shaped by survival. But we are getting ahead of ourselves. In the moments ahead, we will unravel the mythic map hidden in your bloodstream. We will uncover the archetypes embedded in each type, explore their gifts, their shadows, their karmic lessons, and we will begin to see that the very thing you thought was just part of your body may in fact be the mirror of your soul. So, stay close. This is not just information, this is initiation. If you're drawn to the mysteries of the soul, if you long to understand the hidden patterns that shape your relationships, your longings, your purpose, subscribe and join a community of seekers who know that the answers are never random. Because the code of your life is already written, and your blood is the ink. In part 2, we will dive into the symbolic meaning of blood itself, and how your type connects to ancient archetypes, collective memory, and the journey of individuation. But first, pause, breathe. Your blood remembers. Do you? Blood as a symbol of the soul's blueprint. Before we can understand what your blood type reveals, we must first understand the symbolic language of blood itself, not as a fluid, but as a message. Blood is more than life. It is memory. It is the crimson ink with which your ancestors wrote their dreams, their traumas, their wisdom, and their fears. In every drop of blood, there echoes a myth, a song, a struggle, a sacrifice. Carl Jung taught that we are not born blank. We arrive into the world already carrying the weight and the wealth of the collective unconscious, a hidden reservoir of inherited experience. From this wellspring rise the archetypes, universal characters and patterns that shape how we love, fight, grieve, and grow. And what is blood, if not the sacred thread that ties you to this collective mythos? It is no coincidence that blood has held sacred power in every culture. In ancient rituals, blood was offered to gods as the essence of the self. In myth, it marked sacred pacts, family bonds, and heroic sacrifices. In fairy tales, a drop of blood on snow signaled the birth of fate. In psychology, it mirrors passion, instinct, and the primal energies that stir beneath the surface of the conscious mind. To bleed is to remember. To feel your pulse is to hear the ancient drumbeat of your tribe, your archetype, your destiny. In Jungian psychology, individuation, the process of becoming your true self, requires that we descend into our own depths, that we face the parts of us we've disowned, that we embrace both our light and our shadow. And what better map to begin this descent than the very thing that courses through you every moment, unseen, unspoken, yet undeniably you? Blood is not just a metaphor, it is a medium, a bridge between your ego and the unconscious, between your persona and your shadow, between your outer life and your inner truth. When we consider blood types, the A, B, AB, and O classifications, we are no longer simply discussing immunology. We are encountering symbolic archetypes of how you relate to the world, how you love, how you defend, how you connect, and how you evolve. Let's begin to look at them not as sterile labels, but as sacred archetypal signatures. Think of Type A as the altruist, the quiet healer, driven by empathy yet burdened by perfectionism. Type B as the visionary, independent and creative, yet often misunderstood. Type AB as the paradox, complex and intuitive, a fusion of contradiction and wisdom. And Type O as the warrior, instinctual, direct and fierce, called to lead but often walking alone. Each of these types contains within it not only light but also shadow, and the shadow must be faced if the archetype is to be integrated. The collective unconscious, Jung taught, does not care about our masks. It speaks in symbols, in dreams, in patterns, and perhaps even in the quiet whisper of our blood. Your blood type is not an accident. It is an emblem of the deeper forces at work within you, a sacred mirror reflecting the lessons you are here to learn, the patterns you are here to break, the strengths you are called to embody. In myths, heroes often had sacred bloodlines. In your story, you are the hero, and your blood is the scroll that holds your mythic contract. So ask yourself, what does it mean to carry this type within me? What ancient role am I here to play again? This time, with greater awareness? What archetype is calling me through the very pulse in my veins? In the parts to come, we will go deeper. We will explore each blood type through the lens of Jung's archetypes, revealing the soul-shaping forces within them. We will uncover the light, the shadow, and the path toward individuation that each one holds. But for now, reflect. Your blood is not just yours. It is the echo of generations, the voice of the unconscious, the ink with which your destiny is drawn. Close your eyes, listen. Your blood is speaking. Will you answer? Type A, the altruist's sacred wound. There's a quiet ache inside you, isn't there? An ache that longs to make things right, to hold the world together with your bare hands, to be enough, do enough, love enough, until the storm calms and the chaos recedes. If your blood type is A, you carry the archetype of the altruist, but beneath the surface, your story is far more mythic than mere kindness. You are the healer, the guardian, the one who notices the subtle shifts in energy before anyone else, the one who tends to others before they even ask, the one who often forgets to tend to themselves. In the Jungian tradition, every archetype bears both a light and a shadow, and the light of the altruist shines brilliantly. Compassion, empathy, loyalty, integrity. You are a vessel of sacred order, a balancer of energies, a seeker of harmony. You carry the deep wisdom of the caregiver and the steady soul of the sage. But with that light comes the wound. And the wound of Type A is often hidden in silence. You carry the weight of the world in your chest, yet rarely ask for help. You live in quiet fear that chaos will return if you don't stay vigilant. You struggle to say no, not because you lack will, but because you fear what your refusal might break in someone else. Shadow aspects. The silent martyr. Type A's shadow is the martyr, the self-sacrificing part of you that believes love must be earned through overgiving, overworking, overfixing. This is the shadow of repression, of swallowed emotions, of perfectionism masking pain. You may find yourself shrinking to maintain peace, contorting to meet others' needs, building invisible prisons out of obligation. But the shadow is not the enemy. It is the hidden part of the self that longs to be seen, embraced, and reclaimed. Jung reminds us, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. So the journey of the altruist is not to escape the shadow, but to integrate it. To recognize that your worth is not tied to how much you give. To set boundaries not as walls, but as sacred lines of self-honor. To speak your truth, even if it trembles. Karmic lessons. From pleasing to presence. If you are type A, your soul is likely here to transmute the ancient wound of people-pleasing into the medicine of authentic presence. You are not here to rescue the world. You are here to be yourself within it, to hold space for others without abandoning your own needs, to bring order without control, to offer love without self-erasure. This is your path of individuation, the unfolding of the true self beyond roles and expectations. You must learn to step out of the persona of the good one and confront the anger, the grief, the desire that lives beneath. Because there is power there, and in that power is your truth. Metaphor of the blood type. Blood clots more easily. It responds swiftly to wounds. Symbolically, this mirrors your nature. You rush to bind the wounds of others. But what of your own? Let this be your invitation to turn inward, to ask, where am I bleeding unseen? Whose pain have I made my responsibility? What happens if I let go of being perfect and become whole instead? Reflection. Close your eyes. Feel your heartbeat. Imagine your blood not just as liquid, but as a stream of light, flowing through the chambers of your soul. What message does it carry? What parts of you have you silenced to maintain peace? And are you ready to reclaim them? You are the altruist, but you are also the warrior of boundaries, the artist of stillness, the healer who must first heal themselves. In the next part, we will explore the fiercely independent type B, the visionary, and the paradoxical beauty of its archetype and shadow. But for now, breathe. And remember, your love is divine, but so is your limit. Type B, the visionary's sacred solitude. You do not follow the map, do you? You create your own. You walk barefoot where others fear to tread. You speak truths others haven't yet dared to think. You are the spark in a darkened room, the echo of the wild soul in a world of conformity. If your blood type is B, you carry the archetype of the visionary, the sacred rebel, the creator of new worlds, the one who sees beyond what is and dreams of what could be. Jung wrote of the individuation process, the unfolding of the true self from beneath masks, expectations, and conditioning. Type B, perhaps more than any other, resists the mask from the beginning. You were born allergic to boxes, but that freedom, that creative spirit, that brilliance, it comes with a price. Because to be different is to often walk alone. Archetype and traits. The rebel, the creator, the seeker. You're curious, expressive, magnetic. You are driven not by rules, but by rhythm. Not by order, but by meaning. You embody the energy of the artist, the explorer, the maverick, those who challenge structure and birth something original from the fire of their own soul. In the tapestry of Jungian archetypes, you are the trickster and the magician, blurring lines between reality and imagination. You are here not to follow, but to question, to stir, to awaken, to innovate. Shadow aspects, the isolated flame. But with your independence comes a shadow. Detachment, misunderstanding, restlessness, and often isolation. Type B can struggle to be fully known, so often misunderstood, so often dismissed as too much or too different. You may retreat into solitude not by choice, but by protection. You may feel deeply, yet reveal little. You may soar in imagination, yet feel ungrounded in reality. Your shadow is the fear that intimacy will dull your fire. That compromise will kill your creativity. That being seen means being caged. And yet, deep down, a longing remains to be seen. Not just admired for your brilliance, but held in your complexity. To be known, not for the masks you wear, but for the soul you shield. Karmic lessons. From rebellion to rootedness. The karmic task of the visionary is not to abandon your originality, but to root it. To bring your ideas down from the stars and plant them in soil. To risk vulnerability, to risk being changed by love. You must learn that freedom is not the absence of bonds, but the presence of choice. That connection does not steal your light, it reflects it. That commitment is not a trap. It is a mirror that reveals what you truly are. Carl Jung believed that the self is not found in escape, but in integration. And so, your individuation lies in embracing both your wildness and your willingness to be held. Metaphor of the blood. Type B. Blood is rare and adaptive. Symbolically, it represents the one who evolves quickly, who thrives in change, who bends reality to imagination. But it also mirrors vulnerability, a unique rhythm that others may not understand, requiring discernment, requiring space. Let this be your invitation to ask, where have I run when I long to stay? Where have I silenced my truth to feel accepted, or exaggerated it to prove I mattered? What if I allowed someone to see the part of me even I don't fully understand? Reflection. Close your eyes. Picture a campfire burning alone on a mountaintop. It is beautiful, fierce, self-sustaining. Now imagine a circle forming around it. Others who are drawn to its warmth, not to steal it, but to witness it. You are that fire. Let yourself be seen. Let your gifts move from solitude into communion. You are not here to conform, but you are not here to disappear either. The world needs your flame. But so do you. In the next part, we will explore the paradox of type AB, the mystic, where duality becomes destiny and contradiction reveals hidden truth. But for now, stand still and know you were never too much. You were simply ahead. Type AB, the mystic's mirror. You are both the question and the answer, both fire and ice, silence and symphony, presence and paradox. If your blood type is AB, you are the living archetype of the mystic, a soul caught between worlds, weaving the threads of duality into something whole, something holy. You are not here to be simple. You are here to be a mirror, reflecting not just light but truth, to carry opposites inside you and hold them without needing resolution. In Jungian psychology, wholeness is not achieved by becoming one thing, but by embracing all that we are, the known and the unknown, the conscious and the unconscious, the divine and the human. Type AB is the embodiment of this sacred union. You carry both the altruist's empathy, type A, and the visionary's wildness, type B. You are the healer and the questioner. You are drawn to logic but ruled by intuition. You long for connection, yet crave solitude. You speak with clarity, yet often dwell in silence. Archetype and traits: the alchemist, the oracle, the bridge. You are the alchemist, transforming what is heavy into light. The oracle, sensing what others cannot yet name. The bridge, between heart and mind, spirit and form, self and other. Your presence disorients and awakens. You don't fit into molds, you melt them. You don't follow paths, you open portals. Carl Jung spoke of the self as the totality of the psyche, the ultimate goal of individuation. To become the self is not to choose a side, but to integrate all sides. This is your calling, mystic. Shadow aspects, the fragmented self. But living in paradox is not always peaceful. To be many things at once can feel like being nothing at all. Your shadow is fragmentation, a sense of not fully belonging, not fully understanding yourself, not fully grounding in any one truth. You may feel emotionally ambushed by your own contradictions. You may fear being too complex for others to understand or for yourself to hold. You carry the wound of invisibility. Because when others don't know where to place you, they often choose not to see you at all. But remember, the ocean is not confused because it contains both calm and storm. It simply is. So must you be. Karmic lessons from duality to depth. Your lesson is not to simplify, but to embrace complexity with clarity. To learn that integration is not the erasure of difference, but the celebration of depth. You are here to be a spiritual compass in a fragmented world, not by offering certainty, but by embodying truth. Your path of individuation is one of profound self-acceptance. To hold the tension of opposites without needing to resolve them. To sit in ambiguity and find serenity there. Jung taught that the paradox is one of our most valuable spiritual possessions. You are living proof of that. Metaphor of the blood type AB is the rarest of all blood types, less than 5% of the world. Symbolically, this speaks to your otherness, your mysticism, your sacred role as a vessel for paradox. Type AB blood contains both A and B antigens. It is inclusive but also discerning. You are the soul who sees the world through many eyes, and yet must learn to see yourself clearly first. So ask, where am I hiding in complexity to avoid being truly known? What masks have I worn to feel understood, and which truths have I silenced to avoid confusion? What if my contradictions are not flaws, but fractals of a greater wholeness? Reflection. Close your eyes. Picture yourself standing between two mirrors, each reflecting a different version of you. You turn to one, then the other, unsure of where to belong. But then you look up and see a sky full of stars. You realize you were never meant to choose. You were meant to contain. You are the mystic, the mirror, the moonlight in the middle of the night. And your gift is your depth. In the next part, we will descend into the primal power of Type O, the warrior, and explore how ancient blood remembers the call to lead, protect, and survive. But for now, rest in your mystery. You do not have to explain yourself to shine. Type O, the warrior's blood, remembers you came into this world ready to fight, not with fists, but with fire, not for dominance, but for destiny. If your blood type is O, you carry the archetype of the warrior, the primordial soul forged in survival, designed to lead, built to protect, born to remember the ancient flame that still burns in the marrow of humanity. Your blood is the oldest. It echoes with the rhythm of hunters and healers, of tribes moving through darkness in search of light. You are not here by accident. You are here to move things, to make things, to stand when others fall. Carl Jung spoke often of the archetypal hero, the one who descends into chaos to find the self. If you are Type O, your life may have already begun with battle. Perhaps not outwardly, but within. You feel everything deeply, but often show little. You carry strength not as a display, but as a duty. Archetype and traits: the warrior, the leader, the survivor. You are the protector, instinctive, courageous, grounded. You act quickly, sense danger early, and move with purpose. In Jungian language, you carry the warrior and the king/queen archetypes, those who create structure, lead others, and face fear without blinking. You are the one who takes action when others hesitate. You are the one who gets it done when others collapse. You are the one who sees threat and steps forward anyway. But every warrior carries scars, and yours may be hidden under armor no one can see. Shadow aspects: the exile, the enforcer, the lone wolf. The shadow of Type O is the exile, the one who feels alone even in a room full of people. Because strength, when not balanced by softness, can become isolation. You may feel responsible for others' safety but not their love. You may speak with certainty but hide your questions. You may give everything and feel forgotten. You carry the burden of self-reliance to the point of emotional starvation. The shadow tells you that asking for help is weakness, that vulnerability is a threat, that only through control can you stay safe. But let me offer this. Even the strongest warriors need to lay down their sword. Even kings must rest. Even you, dear one, are allowed to fall apart and be held. Karmic lessons. From survival to sovereignty. You're not here merely to survive. You are here to lead from love rather than from fear. To discover that true power does not come from control, but from integration. Your individuation path requires that you explore your own emotions, your own tenderness, your own wounded child who once learned that the world is not safe unless you control it. Jung said, "One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." And for you, that darkness may be the part of you that fears being dependent, that resists surrender, that hides behind competence while aching for connection. Metaphor of the blood type. O blood is the universal donor, able to give to all but only receive from its own. What a potent metaphor. You may give endlessly, but how often do you receive? You are universal in service, but exclusive in trust. You must learn that you deserve to be nourished. You must allow yourself to be held with the same ferocity that you hold others. Ask yourself, where have I been the savior so I wouldn't have to be saved? What part of me is still fighting a war that ended long ago? What would it mean to be powerful and open? Reflection. Close your eyes. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a battlefield. Your armor is dented, your hands are tired, your heart is heavy. And then someone appears, not as a threat but as a mirror. They hold no sword, only stillness, and they ask, what if you didn't have to fight anymore? What stirs in you when you hear that? You are the warrior, but you are also the lover, the child, the healer. Your blood remembers battle, but your soul longs for peace. And peace does not mean weakness, it means home. In the next part, we will shift from archetype to action, offering reflective tools to help you integrate what you've uncovered and walk the path of self-understanding with new awareness. But for now, place your hand on your chest, feel the beat. That is not just your heart. That is the drum of your ancestors calling you back to yourself. Blood as a portal, from insight to integration. Now you know what lives in your blood. Not just cells, not just science, but story. Not just genetics, but archetype. Not just you, but us, the river of humanity running through you, whispering the soul's invitation to awaken. You've met the altruist, the visionary, the mystic, the warrior. You've seen yourself in new light, and perhaps in new shadow. But knowledge is only the beginning. Jung said that knowing your own darkness is the best method for dealing with the darknesses of other people. This is the sacred work, to take the insight and make it flesh, to live it, to love with it, to listen when it speaks again in moments of choice, in mirrors of conflict, in the intimacy of silence. Let us now bring these archetypes down from the sky and into your soul's soil, into your daily life, your relationships, your reflection. Reflection practices for self-discovery and integration. 1. Journal with the archetype in mind. Take a quiet moment. Choose the archetype associated with your blood type. Then ask yourself, how do I embody this archetype in my life right now? What am I afraid others will see if I stop playing this role? What does this archetype protect me from? How has it helped me survive? And where has it kept me small? What part of me longs to emerge beneath the mask? 2. Face the shadow with compassion. Shadow. Work is not about shame. It is about truth. Breathe into the discomfort. Welcome the unwanted. Say, I see you. I won't exile you anymore. Ask yourself, what do I fear about showing my anger? Where do I manipulate instead of speak directly? Where have I silenced my needs to feel loved? What emotions feel unsafe to express and why? Let your answers surprise you. Let them change you. 3. Archetypal embodiment, a mirror practice. Stand before a mirror, look into your eyes. Whisper the name of your archetype aloud. I am the altruist. I am the visionary. I am the mystic. I am the warrior. Let the words land in your body. Then ask the reflection, what do you need from me that I've been withholding? Write down the answer. Act on it with reverence. From inner insight to outer relationship. Jung believed that all relationships are projections of the inner world. What you learn about yourself through your blood, your type, your traits, your patterns, becomes the lens through which you love and lead. If you are the altruist, reflect, am I giving love from abundance or obligation? Can I let someone love me without earning it? If you are the visionary, reflect, can I stay when it gets real? Can I let someone see the messy, magical middle of me? If you are the mystic, reflect, am I afraid to be known because I don't yet know myself? Can I make peace with my paradoxes and invite others into them? If you are the warrior, reflect, can I rest without guilt? Can I be strong and soft at the same time? In each case, individuation asks us to return to the self, not as a concept, but as a living, breathing relationship. Your blood is a map, but the journey is yours. Action steps for integration. These practices are not answers, they are invitations. Write a letter to your blood, thank it, question it, ask what it remembers. Trace the ancestral line. What patterns repeat in your family? Where do they match your archetype? Choose one behavior aligned with your shadow and practice doing the opposite for one day. Ask someone you trust. What energy do you feel I bring into a room? Then listen without defense. And finally, create an altar to your archetype, a small sacred space with symbols, colors, or items that represent the energy you're working with. Visit it daily, make it real. You are the mirror. Now you've been walking through your inner world, room by room. You've opened doors, lit candles, named ghosts. Now, as Jung taught, it's time to return, to bring what you've found back to the world. Because your healing is not just yours. When you integrate an archetype, you free others to do the same. When you honor your needs, you teach others to trust their own. When you speak your truth, you become a living invitation for authenticity. You are not just discovering yourself. You are becoming a mirror, a guide, a light, a reflection of wholeness in a fragmented world. So the question now is not, what is my blood type? It is, what is it calling me to become? In the final part, we will return to where we began, with wonder, with reverence, and close this soul journey with a reflection that reminds you, your blood is not a definition, it is a doorway. Your blood is the doorway. In the beginning, you asked a question, what if my blood type meant something more? And now perhaps you feel it, not as theory, but as truth humming through your being. You are not just a body, you are a symbol, a mirror of the archetypal soul, a living thread in the tapestry of the collective unconscious. And the blood that pulses through your veins, it is ancient, it is intelligent. It carries memories older than language, dreams older than time. Carl Jung believed that the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. And now you are beginning to see your blood was never just a detail. It was a map, a sacred fingerprint of the self you came here to remember, to embody, to awaken. Let us remember what we have found. If you are type A, the altruist, you carry the strength of care, but your soul longs for boundaries that honor your truth. If you are type B, the visionary, you carry wild creativity, but your heart longs to be seen beneath the brilliance. If you are type AB, the mystic, you embody paradox, but your wholeness lies in embracing your complexity with calm. If you are type O, the warrior, you lead with power, But your healing begins when you let yourself be led. By softness, by love, by peace. These archetypes are not cages, they are keys. Each one unlocking a deeper part of yourself. The collective unconscious has no interest in labels. Only in wholeness. You are not your type. You are the one who chose to carry its energy, its lesson, its light. You are the sacred symbol. Now, as you move back into your life, do not forget what your blood has whispered. You are the flame and the mirror, the myth and the meaning, the healer, the rebel, the mystic, the protector. You are not here to be perfect. You are here to be whole. So let your relationships become arenas of growth, not performance. Let your solitude become a sanctuary, not a sentence. Let your reflection become a revelation, not a judgment. Every time you feel lost, place your hand on your heart. Feel the pulse. Say, I am still here. I am still becoming. A final reflection. In the quiet of your own gaze, in the rhythm of your own time, you carry the universe's wisdom. You are the myth made flesh. You are the mirror of the collective soul. You are the answer you've been seeking. Now, what will you choose to see?